Well, hello there, VW Lifers. Welcome to today's episode of VW Life. Oh, did you see that? Look at this. So what we're going to be doing today is our buddy at Sparksworks, Bill, has built us a not brand new, but it looks better than new, Sparksworks fuel pump that we're going to install on Kennedy here. Kennedy's been running one of these Napa copies for, I don't know, 10 years or so. And you can see the problem right here. See the little pin? That pin falls out occasionally when we're driving. I've tried peening it in, but you know. So what we're gonna do today is we're gonna go through and we're going to install a brand new Bill from Sparksworks fuel pump. And we're gonna go through and we're gonna follow Bill's instructions to a T, showing you guys what we got. But here it is, the brand new threaded Purebird. Look at that, it's a thing of beauty. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. Dome top with a thread. Look at that little guy. Absolutely amazing. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go through Bill's directions here and do this little job right. So stick with us today as we here on VW Life go through and put in a new fuel pump on Kennedy the Bill. All right, I think the first order of business is we're gonna take the old fuel pump off. So pull you guys in a little closer here. All right. I think the first thing we need to do is we need to pinch off the fuel line underneath so we don't get fuel all over, because it's a gravity feed. It's going to come all the way back on us. So this is the only part I don't like. I got to get underneath there. So hang loose. I think these are forceps. I don't know what they call these. I think that's what they're. Look at this. They're great though for pinching fuel line. You can see they got a little ant down on the bottom there. All right, I'm going to go under there with these. There's a line coming in, the fuel filter, and then there's a little copper line going in there. So we put those forceps on that to cut that off. There will be some spillage. These are little handy little guys, look at that. Oh, that line is in bad shape. These are the little flare wrench. I always use these on these. You just don't want to take a risk on anything getting too unsnug. So we're gonna get some spillage here. So this is the 40 horse 63. I think it's 65. They went away from this threaded setup. Okay, this is a nice little setup here. I carry one of these in my on the road again bag of tools. A 13 with a swivel. Makes it real easy to get back in there to that back guy. Real easy. Then we got a nut, put it right there, and a washer. I'm gonna get that washer. Let's get this front guy off. Oh, been a good fuel pump. It works good, except for that pin coming out. Other than that, works pretty good. That pump looks relatively new. Of course, this car didn't get a lot. Not bad. I mean, we know it's a working pump. Fuel pump rod. So you kind of get an idea down in there. Now, it's a snug fit with that big cap, but not too bad. I'm gonna change this hose fuel line too, because it's a little stiff. Let's go check this out. Like I said earlier, Bill at Sparksworks has been doing this for quite some time. He is the go-to guy for fuel pumps and distributors in my book. He puts a really very nice put together how to make sure your fuel pump's installed, just to go through, make sure you have some problems. Wrong push rod length, fuel line backwards, half a tank of gas. This was caused by clogged fuel lines, dirty fuel tank socks, or partially collapsed rubber hoses restrict flow. You must use a 108 millimeter length of fuel pump push rod There are 2 new fuel pump gaskets in the box. You don't use them if yours are okay and you don't have an oil leak between the plastic. The fuel inlet into the fuel pump is the bottom tube or screw hole. Outlet on the carb is the higher top. Once your engine is started running, check the fuel pump hoses and make sure. Seems like common sense, but it's all really, really, really good stuff to know. Look at the rod that was popping out. See that? Okay. That's the rod. It was popping out on that pump. It did fall out a couple of times. You can go in here and just tack it. So what I'm gonna do is I'll peen this and then I'll put this in my spares. I'll put it in a spare just in case. 2 tablespoons. I'll just always smush it down in there. So you can kind of knead it down like you're doing a bearing. Mush it down in there really good. Ah! I'm bleeding. Not too bad. There we go. I'm gonna put a little bit of form a gasket on there. Let's go back over now and measure this and see where we are on that. Now this is obviously not a alternator. This is a standard because they are different. So we're gonna get a caliper over here. Here's our caliper. And we're gonna see how this works. 13 millimeter. See right there? You can see it move. God, this motor spins easy. That's probably the top right there. See it coming up? Survey says 12.5 millimeters. That's dang close. Oh, see my finger like, that's not moving. It's going down. Here it comes back up. Discount, double check. Looks pretty good, folks. We'll take it. It looks like a fancy carburetor from our friend at Volksspitz. And just peel it back. There you go. Ta-da! Look in there. Look. Look at that. Change your fuel lines, folks. Fuel line is getting harder to come by. Flinor multi-fuel hose, braided 5 millimeter from Bellmetric. I've had this, about 3 years now? I mean, it's sitting in the shop, so it's fine. Not have anything running through it. If you can, this is the line to get. It ain't easy to deal with, but it's the line to get. Look at stiff. But I will say this is hard to put on. Like, super hard. I'm a belt and suspenders kind of guy. Put this guy back on there. She's a real beaut. I'm gonna put just a smidge Permatex Forma gasket. Just enough of this, just a dab will do you. There we go. Just a little dab. All right, we measured that little guy. Okay, so we're gonna place this on and we'll snug it down and then we're gonna put in the fuel line. Probably would have been better if I cranked that motor down a little bit. Look at that. This is just the perfect piece for this motor. This is my faux 12 volt. I put the 12 volt voltage regulator up there like it was a 6 volt. There's our line going in. You know what? That doesn't have a lot of, it has enough play to get that in there straight before I snug this down though completely. I don't know why they went away from this style into just being both push-ons. This copper hard line with this fitting on it is from Wolfsburg West, by the way. They build these already for you, ready to go. All right, good there. Good there. And then we're gonna slip this on. That's gonna be a little bit of a booger, I can tell you already. A little booger. Not too bad, I don't like that. There we go. Ta-da! One fuel pump installed. Hey, another quick shout out to, this is a Blaze Cut. Get one. If you watch Texas Euro, the Mad Bus saved his bus. Blaze Cut saved his bus because it would have burned to the ground. You've always heard about them, but I've never seen one in action, but now I have seen one in action. And I mean, obviously this is not, I've seen other ways of installing, you know, but this is pretty, will hopefully do the trick. But Blaze Cut is the way to go. Guess what? I gotta put a clamp on that because I'm a belt and suspender kind of guy. So hang loose, I gotta get a clamp. Worm drive clamp, I use Ideal. They've been around a long time. Go look at Indy cars, they have old Ideal clamp stickers on them. So since I've already got this on, I'm gonna spread it out and then put it on. This is a little trick I like to do. I use a deep well 1/4 inch 6-point because it allows you to snug it up and not scar it all up using a dang screwdriver, which is nice to do sometimes. So I'm gonna tighten that little jewel up. Look at that. Oh, I need to snug that little guy up. Not looking too shabby there, Kennedy. If it doesn't rain today, I think I'm gonna drive this out to Jake's. He needs to get on the road. He needs to get on the road again. Don't forget to undo that. It's so funny. Oh God. That's VW Live. Kennedy, get it? Idles come down. No leaks. Everything looking good. Wonderful. Hey everybody. Thanks again for, joining us today here on this little shop work on old Kennedy here on VW Life. Make sure you tell your aunts and tell your uncles and everybody you know about the VW Life. I hope you enjoy this little fuel pump install. Thanks to Bill at Sparks Works for all that he does for the VW community. If you need distributors or fuel pumps, go see Bill. Man, seriously, he's the man. He is the man with the fuel pump plan. Until next time, thanks everybody. We'll see y'all soon.